Is there any noise and anything? Or
No.
okay. So should I start?
Yes, let's start.
Okay. So first, let me present up my screen. So before that, have you guys explored whatever I have taught you since last day? And basic idea about Jetpack Compose. Have you guys explored?
You all can unmute yourself. I have given the permission.
And also you can write on the chat section also. So no issue.
Ye-
Yeah, no issue if you have not explored it. It's not the mandatory thing. Okay, so just be interactive. Okay. So let's start from today's agenda. So my today's agenda is to deep dive in Kotlin more. Then we will cover some basics of Compose today, and we will mainly focus on today on Kotlin advanced, some advanced topics on Kotlin. So basically, advanced not that much, but it's all our mandatory things that I have not covered first day session because that was totally basic session of Kotlin. So let's start. So now let me open up my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So if you remember the last session that I have explained that what is the syntax of a particular function and all. So here is a simpler fun keyword which denoting that it's a function and just similarly, just as C, C++, as Java, every programming language you can you know that the main program flow runs from a main function. So here the same thing goes. So here there is the main function, and inside that, whatever we will write, that program will be executed. The simple thing. So from today, I am my first topic is nullability. Nullability in Kotlin. So some Kotlin properties, special properties, I will going to explain. So first property today I am going to explain that is nullability of Kotlin. So that is nullability. Okay. Nullability of Kotlin. So what is that nullability? Here is a term called null. Are you guys aware about that null terminology in C? I guess you have listened about that null, or in Java also is there. It is there. C, C++, Java everywhere. The null is there. So have you guys anyone aware about that? What is null? Okay. So in Java, if you remember, so just so in Java, what was there that if there was let's suppose an variable called integer type of variable a. So if I store null here, it means this container is empty. A is a container of integer type container which can store a integer type of data. So this container I can say empty. Null basically denotes that this it is empty, nothing is there, null. But that same will not happen in Kotlin. because in Kotlin, how we can how we can declare a variable. We can declare a variable by a val keyword or a var keyword. Let's suppose I am using val keyword a, which is a type integer. Just get a reference from there. Okay, it's an integer, and I want to store null here. Okay, so let's run this code first and see what happens. Then we'll move forward. So first, same thing I'm writing val of variable a of type integer, and I am storing here null. Now null. Okay. Now I am printing the variable a. For this, I am using println keyword, and here I am passing a. And if I run it, see, it is saying that null cannot be a value of a non-null type. So it means Kotlin has something which denotes that which is null type and which is not null type. So for that, a special keyword, a special you can say operator, a special operator is there that is called nullable operator. Okay, so this is the same. You guys are aware about that what if else substitute we use. I forgot the name actually. Um anyone forgot the name that whenever we used instead of if else we use like that this kind of thing. I forgot the name. Anyone? In C we have learned. Yeah, exactly. Ternary operator. Right. So the similar you can the similar syntax is like ternary operator, but it's actually meaning here. The meaning is totally different. In C, C++, Java, ternary operator what it denotes. Basically, like we are writing if A equals to B, then print something else print something. Okay. So this. So by ternary operator, we actually use like that. If A equals to B, if that, then print this, else print something. So it was if else condition. But in Kotlin, what happens that there are two types of a particular variable. So whenever we are declaring a variable, we are declaring its type. Okay, so we are declaring whenever we are giving its type, we can give two type. We can give two kind of type. What are the type? One is nullable, one is null, another is not nullable. Not nullable. One is nullable and another one is not nullable. So how can I denote that a particular data type is nullable or not nullable? By simply putting this operator besides type. So if I am putting this operator besides a particular data type, so it's actually denoting a nullable. It means now a variable of this data type. Now this is a data type which is a nullable data type which supports null. And if I am making a particular variable of this data type, then it will store null. Otherwise, and if I am removing that, like what was I using there? Here the this particular data type is not nullable, so it can't store null. So it's actually differential. Okay, so now if I am going to the that particular ID and just giving that, now I am run just run it, and that thing is printing null. So it is actually now supporting null. So it is called nullable operator. Okay. So when any data type which is nullable is denoting like that. Okay. So it is nullable operator. Now think like that. I am storing here some value, like let's say 2. I'm storing here 2. So this variable can store either any integer or can store null. But if I remove this nullable operator from here, then it only can store integer but can't store null. Okay, so that's the particular difference. So here I am making it nullable. So if I am giving it 2 now, and if I am now running it, so simply 2 will be printed as expected. So now what the question can comes to our mind, that why it is needed. Because in Java it was simple. Sorry, in Java it was simple that just no need to make it nullable, no need to make it not nullable, just give it a null, and the work will be fine there. So nothing will be required, nothing was required. So why it is actually introduced? Actually, in development world, what happens? Suppose you have a device, and here suppose here is a server where stored some data, where exists some data, and you are fetching from your device some data via API. So if you don't know about what is API is, you can think like that. It's by via API we can get a data from server. Okay, just think like that. Here is API. API means application programming interface. So via a API I am getting a data from server using internet. Okay, so whatever data information I am getting, I am showing it to a let's suppose a text. I have told you what is text view and all. So what is text, and so suppose whatever data I am getting, uh, I am just showing it on a text. Okay. Now you consider one condition, that you turn off your internet connection. Now you turn off your internet connection. Now you are calling the API. Will any data come? No, obviously, as internet connection is not there. So API will not be called via internet because internet is not there. So if no any data is coming, then how here any data will be shown? Because and nothing is coming from here, right? So the idea is like that. In logic what we actually declare a variable. In that variable we get all the data to this. Whatever data we are getting from API, we actually stored on that variable, and then we used to show in this particular text view. But here not is the case. Here now API is not returning nothing. So if it's returning nothing, then automatically it will store null, because this container is empty now. So whenever it is storing null, and if I am making it nullable, then it will simply put nothing here. Okay, so it will be blank then. And if I make it not nullable, then I will tell, then if I make it not nullable, then I am telling compiler that this variable should not be null. And if compiler telling that this variable should not be null, but a value is coming which is null, it will give you a error. So you all guys can know how to handle exception and all. So you can handle that exception, that null pointer exception is occurring. So this exception, whenever a place where the value, whenever a place where a value whereas actual value is required. Suppose a is a variable, and in this variable I am expecting a not null value. Okay, suppose int I am expecting, but I am getting null. So what will happen? It will throw an exception called null pointer exception. Keep it in mind, null pointer exception. And in real world scenario, you can just imagine that every application you are using right now, that all are we all are using via this API thing and internet calling. So the probability gets maximum that anytime any API can fail for different kind of reason. It may be network issue, it may be different kind of issue, it may be server problem, it may be database problem. The API, for the API issue, if data has not coming, so we should identify in somehow that data is not coming. But if it was like say for Java, okay, so we can't identify that that no an exception will be thrown here, because only null is coming and it can accept that I have shown you, that it can accept that. So null it will accept, and whenever it will store some data to here, so here for this condition it will work fine. But suppose you are building a logic that suppose from data you are getting a boolean value, and according to that boolean value you are setting you are setting something that if it is true, if this value is true coming from this database, if this value is true, then I will show that, otherwise I will not show that. And see, you are not getting anything if null comes. Then what will happen? Then inside if statement, whenever you was accessing that particular boolean value, there will come null, and it will give you an exception, and that will be a runtime exception, and it will make your app crash. So that is why there was a in times of Java, when actually the Java was actually used for Android development, this null pointer exception was called $1 million exception, because it's actually impacts, it was used to impacts on our users. So that's the thing Kotlin solved by the nullable operators. Have you guys understood that what the power of nullability? If any question you can ask, obviously, up to that. Sorry. Hello. Sorry, Richard. Sorry for the disturbance and where I was. So, uh, what kind of diagram you need? Do you guys need kind of PPTs? Then I can make it for you, because I was thought that I should make this thing is a little bit interactive and all, so that's why I have not made it. So if you guys feel, then you can tell that I can make, no issue. Acha. Okay. 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 Sure. Sure. Okay. Okay, sure, sure. I will make all the clean diagram for you, and I will send you then. You, on Wednesday night, I will send you then all the clean diagrams and all. So let me continue. So the thing is that there is something that whenever you are calling a particular data type, whenever you are declaring a variable like val type of variable a, and this type is integer, and if you are giving this operator, it makes it nullable. It means now a variable can store null. A simple idea. But one thing comes extra, that is called not null asserted operator. This is for your information that suppose this variable is now capable to store null. Okay, but somehow in a flow of code, somewhere I want that the value of a should not null. Okay, so at that point I can use a. After a, I should put this operator. This is called not null asserted operator. Not null asserted operator. I will share you all the clean diagrams, so no issue. Just take the idea for now, and later on I will share all those things. So not null asserted operator. Okay, so just remember the name, not null asserted operator. So what it actually does, this not if after a variable, if I am putting not null asserted operator, it means it is telling the Kotlin compiler that the value of a should not be null. So if I putting null here, then it will throw a null pointer exception again. I am declaring it that NP, null pointer exception. It will again throw, because Kotlin compiler knows whenever there is a not null asserted operator, it means that the value of a should not be null. Okay, and if I remove that, then value of a could be null, but whenever I'm putting this, the value of a should not be null. So that's the thing. That's the idea of not null asserted operator. So I am just giving brief overview what it is, because see, a lot of tutorials are available there in the market, and they all are free and actually good. And I should not take as much depth in that, because you can explore. You should explore by yourself. I am just giving you some ideas that is required. Okay, that's one thing. So let me show you these things, whatever I have told you, that I have given you two. Okay, so I am running now. It is giving two. Now I am storing here null. Now I am running the application and see, it is giving null. But whenever I am giving a not null asserted operator to a, now it is telling the Kotlin compiler that the value of a should not be null. But I am giving it null. Then what will happen? A simple null pointer exception will occur. Okay, so that's the thing I have explained in simple word. So up to that it is clear, the idea is clear, what it is, why it is needed, what is null pointer exception, and how it can hamper user experience. I think that should be clear. No, if anyone does not, if anyone have not understood yet, you can tell, then I can explain. Feel free, don't hesitate, please be interactive. So do you guys can tell me what is conditional statement? Because it's a generic term for every programming language. What is conditional statements? You guys know what is C, C++. You have learned that thing. What are the conditional statements, if you know? Okay. You all know that is if else statements, if else switch conditions, etc. So the syntax is same for the Kotlin also, but a little difference is there. That is, I am showing you here only. So for the if else condition, let's suppose value I am declaring a variable a. goes to 2. So now the syntax of if else is same. If a, I'm printing if a equals to 2, then print ln 2. Here I am expecting that you know the basics of programming. Okay, so that is why I am not going to deep dive how if works, how else work. I am not explaining that. You should explore. If you don't know, you should explore by yourself, because this all are the basic things. So I'm if in else condition, suppose I'm giving another condition, print 3. Okay, so now if I run, yes, 2 is printing as a value of a is 2. So this condition is satisfying. So 2 is printing. So this syntax is same. But one another thing we have explored in C++, Java, everywhere, that is switch statement. So in Kotlin there is nothing like switch statement. Here is something called when. A when keyword is there, and in that when, now it is similar to switch. Just think like instead of switch we write when. Okay. Now here I am passing the variable a. Now in let me give you a quick overview how switch statement works. Like in C, C++, or Java, if you guys remember, the switch statement is work like that. A switch keyword should be there. A variable we pass here. Okay, let's say a, and if case 1, then do that. After doing that, please break. We have to write a break statement, which is redundant actually. If case 2, then again a block of code, and then break. This is mandatory. And at last, and at the end, if any condition is not satisfying, else do that and finish the switch statement. The same thing Kotlin makes so simple. Like when here just put, I have given 2, I have given a, which is an integer type. So I am for case 1. Case 1, I don't need to here write case, just for 1, and do something. Then for 2, just give an arrow and do something. Here, no need to give a break statement. That's the advantage. It's Kotlin learn automatically. Else, I think, sorry. Else do something. So suppose I'm printing any value. Print ln 1. Print 2. Else print 3. I'm putting here, suppose 5. So value of a is 5. So what condition should satisfy? That else condition should satisfy. So let's run it, and yeah, it is printing 3 as a value of a is 5. So obviously not 1, not 2. It apart from 1 and 2, that is else. So that is printing 3. So that all a simple thing. So it is clear. Okay. So conditional statement is already over, and now guys, you know about class and object little bit about what is class, what is object, and oops programming. If you learn till, and anyone, if any one of you ever about that.
I have a small doubt.
Yeah. See.
Actually, in the case statements which you made, you just wrote that number 1 and number 2, and
Mhm.
actually the value have given the value 5. So the
Hmm.
case one, did it check from the value one, or because you didn't write any conditional statement that in case one, if the value is less than 5, then print this one, or nothing like this is in the code. So is it that?
No, I actually not understand what you are saying. That here the simple idea is that I have passed a like switch statement
Hmm,
for case one. Case one means what it actually means. Case one means if the value the whatever variable I am passing, if his value its value is one, then do this. If
okay,
its value is two, then do this. Then break.
okay,
Okay. And if you want to check this thing, also you can also do that. Okay, it's a good question. In another aspect, that you can use that when statement like this. Okay, now you can check it manually here. If a equals to one, you can check it also here. And suppose if a equals to two, and else you can do this. It will give you the same. See, it is giving you three.
hmm.
So now it is
Actually, I
clear, right?
wanted to know because there was no conditional statement, but still it was giving the output. So I was a little
Yeah,
bit.
actually, switch also doing the same thing, right?
Hmm.
See, in switch, is there any conditional statement? It's the switch keyword itself is a conditional statement.
Okay.
So it's a type of conditional statement which actually takes a parameter and according to its value do some works, and after that we have to break it, because if we don't call break, then after successing the case one, all the belowing case, all means case two, case three, case four, case five, and else everything will be executed if we don't give the break statement. Okay,
Okay.
so that was a extra thing we have to consider about. We used to be consider about, we can say, if we are not a Kotlin developer. So whenever we are comes to Kotlin, see, there is no headache to maintain a break statement. If you forgot to about break statement, actually it is not needed here, because everything is handling by itself only. So you can do anything, like you can check different variables here, like there is a, suppose another variable b equals to 10. Okay, and I am checking here, if b equals to 10, then do this. And for now, see what happens. See, it is printing 2, because before else statement, the b equals to 10, it is satisfying, so that is why it is printing 2. And from there automatically a break statement calls internally, so that's why it comes out from the when statement. Got the idea?
Yes. Yes.
You can manipulate anything, just play with it.
Okay.
So conditional statement is over. And guys, do you guys know anyone what is class object? Have you any idea? Simple. So okay, so I am giving you some idea. So totally basic idea. It's actually a concept of OOPS, object-oriented programming. So obviously, similar to Java, Kotlin is a object-oriented programming language. But we are not going to deep dive into OOPS concept. Just think what is class, what is object. Till now, we are using what kind of data type? We are using int, float, double, boolean, and char. Also, string is not, you can say, string is a data type, but it's also class, actually, you can say. It's not a particular implicit data type, actually. So okay, so these are the general data types that we were using. But see, now I am thinking to make my own data type. I am thinking to make my own data type. So how can I achieve that? In C, if you guys learn the union structure thing, there was the same concept that user defined data types were presented there. But after C, after C, when the OOPS concept comes, it's actually an advancement of that union and structure concept. So in union and structure, if you guys remember in your C programming, whenever we was used union and structures, there was only variables. So everyone remembered that what union and structure works. Otherwise, I have to give some basic introduction.
I guess everyone knows.
It should knows. So I am considering you guys know that. So that is why I'm just giving you the brief idea. So in structured union, what happens that we can build my own data type. So in own data type, what we actually does, actually we define some different type of like integer A, float B, this kind of data, or suppose cat type of array C. By con- by combining this all these variables, it makes my own data type. It is making my own data type. So that what's the difference? In that case, in union or structure, you can't call a function inside there. But just a brief idea, in class, for class, if you are making a class instead of union, here you get the flexibility to call function with that particular um, values, or you can say a particular particular variable declarations. So I am not going deep dive into that, what class actually works, what object actually works. So class is actually, you can think like that, is a user defined data type. So how can I make a class? So just see the syntax, it will help. Just remember, if you want. So class, first you have to write the keyword class, then you have to give a class name, and the naming convention of class name should be Pascal keys. Again, I am saying, what is Pascal keys? Have you guys remembered anyone? What is Pascal keys? Now I am repeating three at day three. Sorry. Anyone remembered Pascal keys, camel keys, and snake keys? I have repeated 2 days before.
Actually, today I'm joining for the first time, so I don't know.
Okay, okay, no issue, no issue, no issue. So again, I'm saying, so suppose there are two words. Okay, let's say my name, Sitam Sardar. Okay. So if I'm making a variable name like that, my, my Sitam, after that without any space, Sardar. So this naming convention is called Pascal case, where you see whenever a word is starting, the first letter is capital letter. Whenever a word is starting, the first letter is capital letter. In it is called Pascal case. Okay, it's called Pascal case. Another two cases are there, that are camel case, and another one is snake case. What are that? For camel case, the convention is like that, like Sitam without any space, Sardar. It's similar to Pascal case, but the difference is that the first letter should be small. That's the general difference of camel case. ठीक है? Camel case and Pascal case. That the general difference. And what is snake case? For snake case, it is similar to that, like Sitam, then gaps followed by an underscore, and then Sardar. Here for snake keys, uh, there should not any capital letter. Okay, just you have to keep it in mind. So these all are the cases. Have you guys understood? Okay. Close it. Yeah. So now the thing is, where I was saying that what was the syntax to creating a class. So write the keyword class, then give a class name. So how can we give a class name? By using a Pascal by following a Pascal case terminology. So a class name, suppose fruits. Fruit. I am giving a class name fruit. Class called fruit, and inside you can make a variable, let's say val a of type int, or you can make it names as quantity. Okay, val price int. Also, here you will be capable to call function also. Any function ABC, you can call that. So these functions are called the behavior of a class. Okay. This all about what class is and all. And whenever, and now think, whenever you are declaring before just take reference from union. Whenever you declare the union, it's actually do not take any place or any memory allocation, if you guys remember. So union and structure, whenever you are declaring them, it is not actually taking a particular memory space. Whenever you are making a variable of type union, whatever union you are giving its name, like ABC you have give its name, and then you make a variable of that union, then it only takes a particular space in your hard disk or memory. Okay, the same goes for class. Whenever you are declaring class, no memory allocation is occurs. Whenever you make a object of that class, means object is kind of, you can think like that. It's a suppose just like before building a house, there should be a blueprint of that, how architecture is going to build the house. So you can think it like a blueprint, and then the house is the object. Okay, so whenever we create an object of a particular class, then it actually happens a particular memory allocation and all the operands that we can perform. Okay, so now let's suppose here it is. I am making an object. Now, how I have learned that how to create a class. Then let's see how to create an object. So let me code it. Is it understood till now? Class. What is class basically? A simple thing. Okay. So just simple thing. So see here, I am making a class. I'm giving a keyword class, giving a name. It's fruit. Class name is fruit. Now, sorry. Suppose first variable I am declaring, that is quantity of type integer. Then the second variable, suppose val price type integer. I am changing it to var to change the data later on, and assigning some value like quantity maybe 0, and price should maybe I am setting a stain for dummy purpose. And here I am making a function to get the price. So making a function get price. Okay. So see, the functions naming convention should be a camel case. Okay. Price, and whenever I will call get price, it print will print the price. So it will print the price. Now I have declared the class, but the memory is not allocated. And until and unless the memory is not allocated, the computation will not occur. So If computation will not occur, then compiler will not print anything. So that's the thing. For that reason, I have to make a object of that class. So how can I make an object? So to make an object, first, suppose object type should be there. Like, let's say I am giving an object name, object, okay, or say I am giving mango. It's an object name, and to create a particular object of that class, you have to just call its name and then followed by a parenthesis. This empty parenthesis, it is called constructor. And now, if you call mango, so after mango, if you get the dot, okay, it dot means you can access everything, whatever the mango, whatever inside the mango. So mango, what is mango? Mango is a fruit. So inside fruit, what are there? There is a quantity, there is a price, there is a get price. So by giving a dot, you are accessible now to get all of these things. So I want to access this get price. Okay, so just calling get price. See what happens now. So see, it is just printing 10. Now I'm just doing one thing. I'm calling mango dot price. So now what is happened? Mango, whenever I give mango dot price, it means mango, which is mango is a fruit. So its price. So mango's price. Now this price, I am setting this price to 20. Let's say. Now if I run now, then it is printing that first I set the price to 20, then I am printing that price. So it means it is giving 20. So it's the idea of general idea of class. Am I audible now?
Yes, your voice.
Now is it clear?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay. Up to what you have listened that.
Uh, we could listen actually. The voice was cracking, but now it's fine.
Now it's fine, right? So do you guys just get the idea, because you don't need to dive more into that, because you have to learn that what class is, what object is, and there is a lot of thing. If I going to explain you, it's a lot of thing there. So just give the basic idea what class is. It's basically a blueprint, and where you can call variables as well as functions you can declare, and you can call them via making an object. And how to make an object? By make a particular, just similar to variable declaration, make a variable declaration, and inside that variable declaration, instead of giving a value, give a class name with parenthesis. Okay, so and many thing is there, again saying it's just a tip, and you have to know about many things. So just remember that much thing I want to explain. Is that clear? What's the basic idea of class and object? Okay. Now coming to some special functionality of Kotlin in functions. So for Kotlin, my voice is clear, right? Okay. Just I will not take more time now. Just some simple things are there. Just for making function in Kotlin, the general syntax is like that: give a fun keyword, okay, then give a function name, like name of the function name. Then there should be a parenthesis where you can put an argument, some kind of arguments. So for giving an arguments like int of type int, Okay, so here you can give some arguments or parameter, whatever you can say, and you can give some parameter. And if you want to return something, like uh, in C, C++, or Java, what we actually write like that function, a return type, then we give a function name, then we use a particular parameter like integer type a, and if as it is returning something int, then we use a return statement to return a integer value. Suppose -1 I am returning. So if I want to do the same thing here, I have not mentioned any return statement here. So to mention a return statement, you have to give it like that. So a fun keyword, a function name, a empty parenthesis where you are giving the parameter, and the return statement you are giving in a that way. Then in bracket curly braces and remaining thing return is same. So this is a simple syntax of function. Uh, and one more thing, for Kotlin, you don't need to give any terminator. Okay, and see, I have not used terminator in anywhere. So that's the thing. So it's the basic syntax of function. So let me create some here one function is already there. So let me remove all of them. I'm removing a class. Suppose there is a get price function. Okay. Now see, fun the fun keyword, then function name, then it is empty parenthesis. Okay. And suppose I want to return a boolean value. Okay. So here simple return, I am simply returning true. Just take the idea how it is working. Just I am simply returning true. Now I am printing it from here. As we know, everything, every for a particular function, everything runs from a main function. So that is why I'm calling this from a main function. So that is main function. So here inside that, I am giving price. So yes, so the true value is printing. How? Because inside println, this function is calling and this function is returning true. So that is true is printing. So it's a simple thing. But now there comes some interesting facts. So this is a one way of function declaration. That's a generic way. Okay. Up to that it is clear. If you guys don't know that how to build declare function in Kotlin, so that is why I have explained again. Up to that I think it is clear. If not, please let me know. Anyone? So should I proceed? Okay. So that is get price function. Okay. Now some Kotlin gives us some flexibility. Now for now I am removing this. Just using a print statement here. Suppose it will print 100. Okay. So whenever I will call get price, that will print 100. Now in any language till now, if you have used, have you ever see that you are saving, you are storing, or you are storing a function, not storing a function, you are calling a function via a particular variable? Have you ever seen in anywhere? So that's the functionality is Kotlin giving to us, and why it is needed. I am saying that till now we all do that. We have made a function. Suppose it's a function, or suppose a or add function, and this add function is returning an int. Suppose so we all have done that. We stored this value of add function in a variable by calling it add. Then whatever this function is returning here, using this value, we perform any kind of logical operations we can perform. But we never can store the instance of that function to that variable. Okay, so in C there is a concept called function to pointer. So if you guys know that, then that in that a way you can do that. So it's a till there is a limitation, but in Kotlin it's giving you a great flexibility. Like Kotlin is allowing you to store this function. This is a get price function. So I am storing this function name to there. Okay. So see, what is the common syntax of calling a function? When we just call a function, we used to call a function that simply give a empty parenthesis. It's called we are calling a function. But here we will not give that parenthesis. We will use a special syntax called mm, uh, function reference operator. It's called yes, it was that name. Yeah. So it is called function reference operator. I'm giving its name. It's called function reference operator. So what is function reference operator is the reference of this function. What actually does the function pointer in C? The reference of this function I am storing to A. Okay, it's similar idea of you can think like a function pointer. So I'm storing to A. Now if I call A now A becomes a function also, and I'm calling A with a parenthesis. It means if I run it now, see it is returning 100. Is not it just great? I think it's removing the boundary of Java. It's actually great. What do you guys think? Uh, do you understand what is happening here? If anyone do not understand, please let me know. Then I can explain it a little bit slower pace. Maybe I am going somehow faster because I have to cover. Yes, sure. See, if I call, forget about this thing for now. And if I call get price function, if I call get price function, how I can call? Simple. By calling a function, how can we call? By function name and then a parenthesis. Okay. So if I run this, it will print 100 as self-explanatory because a get price function is printing 100. Okay. So whenever I am calling this function, it is doing just printing 100. But now I want to store the reference of this function to any variable. So if you guys do not getting what reference is actually, see, whenever we write a function, suppose that get price, same thing, get price, and here I am doing something, any block of code here, doing something. So this get price function actually, whenever I am calling this function, whenever I have declared this function, it does not occupy any memory. Okay. Whenever I am calling this function, which is get price from main function, from main method, whenever I'm calling this method from main method, what is actually happening? Actually happening, it's occupying a memory and a chunk of memory, and inside this memory a computational operation is performing. What computational operation is performing? It's printing something. That printing, I am here printing 100. So it's printing something. So whatever outputs generates, it's actually shows to the screen. So for that, for any computational for any computation, you need some memory based place. Okay, so it's architectural thing, so I'm not going to that. Just see, just so whenever this function is calling, there should be a reference of that memory allocation, or at whatever thing this function is calling from where somewhere. Uh, there, whenever a function is calling, there should be a physical existence, right? Otherwise a physical existence, it can't be called. Simple. Do you get the idea that what reference is? Which last part, Akash? Uh, okay, Akash, you can unmute yourself if you have any doubt about which last part. Okay. So basically, you can say, you can think reference like a physical existence of that particular function whenever I am calling it. Okay. So if I call get price function from two different places, so the two different existence will be there. Okay. So that's the different reference. Okay. So think that I am calling get price function from here. So here is the reference, and I am thinking what I am doing here. I am pointing A to the same reference. So now A becomes a function of the same reference. So what this reference is doing via get price name, that can same thing can be done by A name, by the name A. So that is the thing I am doing here, and I am saving that get price functions reference via this function reference pointer, operator to A. See, I am saving the get price functions reference to A. So it means the get price functions reference is now pointing. Now A is also pointing. Now A is also pointing to the same reference. Okay. Now A is also becomes a function. Now I can invoke it like a function. So as get price I have invoked, I have also invoked A. Now whenever I will run it, see, the expected thing what A is doing, similar thing get price is doing 100, because the both reference are same. Is it clear? If any doubt, you can say. Okay, it's taking some more time. On some smaller things are there. That is, you guys get understood that function reference operator thing, right?
Yes.
So after that, I'm doing some smaller things like now another idea is coming. It is called lambda expression. What is lambda expression? See, here I have written function in that way. Instead of that, I am doing this thing. Suppose let leave it like that. I can invoke function in a different way. Like suppose I am declaring a variable a, okay, or suppose I am declaring a variable p, let's say p, okay. And here I'm just giving two curly braces. Okay, just see what is happening and how I am making that, because just it's a syntax you have to notice, not more about that. So p, and I am calling a curly braces. I am giving a curly braces. Okay, so here I am doing the same thing. So here I am just making it 200. Now here what is happening? The p also becomes a function in this syntax. P also becomes a function. So when I will call p as a function from here, and if I run it, see, p is acting like a function and it is printing 200. as the function, as the this function is doing the same thing this is doing. So it is clear. Just a single doubt, why was 100 printed twice? Acha, why 100 printed twice? See, what is A? A is the same reference of gate price. So whatever gate price can do, as the same reference is now I have stored at A, so that A becomes A doing the same thing. A can do the same thing. Whatever the gate price, whatever gate price is doing here, A is pointing here. So A can do the same thing, whatever it is doing here. So that is why if gate price is printing 100, then A also printing 100. A at first A printing 100, then gate price also printing 100. Now it is clear. Yes, Sweta, you are right. So I think this thing is clear. So this is called lambda expression. Lambda expression. Okay. This is called lambda expression. And now see, it's a variable, right? As I am giving val and it giving it a variable name, and it's the same how that I actually declare a variable, okay, in Kotlin. So obviously, of course, it's a variable. So what is the data type of this variable? Can you imagine? What is the data type? What can be the data type of this variable? So here in Kotlin, something is like, we can say it is function. We can say function as a data type. Concept, another concept in Kotlin, that is called function as a data type. Just take a reference from taking the reference, same reference from here, okay, and you will understand what is function as a data type. Okay, so I am declaring a data. I am declaring a variable. Suppose is, okay. Now I'm giving a data type like this, and empty parenthesis followed by arrow and returning unit. Unit is similar to void in C or C++. If you guys know and aware about what is void in C, that same similar thing is unit here. Okay. So here I am doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. Now here I am giving 300. So what it is? What is the data type here? What kind of? It is called function data type. It is called function as a data type or function data type. So what function data type is? Function data type is this parenthesis. Any function. What actually happens in any function? In any function, there exists an parenthesis where we can pass some argument, and should be a block of code. So there block of code or a return type. There should be a parenthesis, a parameter, and should be return type. Here return type is void or unit, and similarly as nothing is returning, it means it is unit, and nothing I am passing as an argument. That is why it is an empty parenthesis. Uh, I think it's little bit confusing for you guys, but have you got the idea what is it is and all? It's maybe little bit confusing. It should be. Minimal idea. If you get the minimal idea, that's okay, because it should not be expected from you that you understand everything. But it's a minimal idea. So if I now call if from here, see, the 300 is printing. So it's a function as a data type. So it's a function data type which is what it is. It's not taking any parameter, and it's actually returning nothing. So that is why I'm calling unit. And if you see this syntax itself, here itself it's returning nothing, but I have not written anything. But if I return here unit, see, it will do the same thing. See, nothing is changed. So if I mention unique or not as a return type, it does not matter. But if whenever I am giving function as a data type, then I should mention that if it is returning nothing, then give an unit. Okay, so unit is similar to void. Up to that, sorry. So up to that it is clear, guys. See, if you don't understand anything, please let me know. Clear? Can I think so?
Yes.
Where, Rohan? In particular, which place you have not understand? You can unmute yourself. Rohan, should I proceed or you can last portion? Okay. So which last portion? This thing, this unit thing. Okay. Now see, nothing is. Uh, see, whenever I am declaring a function, I am giving an empty parenthesis. It means no argument I am passing or no parameter I am declaring. Okay, and whenever it will be called, no argument is passing here. So this function is also returning nothing. So in Kotlin, whenever if it is a C program, okay, how will you write? Like void get price and parenthesis. Then you will do that, and you will do some operation here. So you that this void we use, it actually says it is returning nothing. And similarly in Kotlin, if I am taking this reference, this function and this function is same. Here I have not mentioned anything if it is not returning anything. Instead of that, in return statement, I can use unit also. So unit is similar to void. Okay. So if I now run this thing, so see the get price is doing the same thing, is printing 100. So now it is clear, Rohan? Okay. So yeah, so this is the idea of function as a data type. But see, here what is happening, that here I am not passing any argument. Okay, so suppose I am passing any argument. How can I pass? Just not any variable name, just giving integer. Okay, and suppose it will return also an integer. So see, suppose I am passing two integer. I'm passing two integer as a parameter, and it will return another integer. So similarly, I'm changing here. Suppose I am giving a function name add. Okay. Now I'm removing everything, these things. Removing these things also. See, just compare these two things. Okay. Two variable I am passing. Suppose a of type int, and another parameter I am taking, suppose b of type int, and I am expecting that it should return an integer. Okay, it should return an integer, and as it is here as the return type is integer, so I should return an integer. So how I can return in integer, that is I am returning a plus b. How I can do that similar thing here? So here instead of is I am giving add. Okay, now the function type I have declared. Now here I have to give, whenever I am calling this function, I'm giving a b as an argument like this. Okay, so just referencing that this is an one argument, this is second argument. The first argument I am calling a, second argument I am calling b. Okay, and here Here, what is happening? I can just return a plus. Okay. See, just take the reference. I am giving for it is add one. It is add two. Suppose. So I am calling a print statement here, println, and inside that I'm calling first add one. Okay, add one, and I'm giving two and three. So it should return five. Return is not allowed. Where it is? Why return is not allowed? Acha, acha, okay, okay. Sorry, sorry, sorry. So it will return automatically. That's why I think there was mistake. Yes. So see, I am calling add one, which is returning a plus b. Now, if I change it just at two, I am call at if I am calling at two, then it will also return five. And here one thing is there. Whatever I am writing in the block of the code, that will be return statement. Okay, at the last line will be the return statement. So I think it's confusing you right now. So is these things are is you get the idea that how many way we can write the function declaration and all. So I think are two things are there, and should I proceed? These two things, just for looping thing, a special thing in loops. If you guys want, I can just tell you. So have you guys got the idea? The functions. How can I write functions in different ways that Kotlin supports actually? So these all are the some advanced things, but why I have told you that why I have to teach you in instead of giving you lecture on any jetpack compose. So tomorrow whenever we will start doing some click event actions and these things, here you will see this kind of syntax. Then you will understand that this kind of syntax or function data type kind of syntax, then you can easily understand that how it is actually happening. So I am suggesting you all, please go through in unit 2 Kotlin fundamental section. If you can get some time tomorrow, obviously tonight you will not get any time, and if you get some time tomorrow, you can go through this section for better understanding everything. So I just give you a quick overview. So just the last thing for today, that is looping in Kotlin. How can I make loops? So while loop is similar syntax. So I am not going for while loop. I am going for loop. Okay. So in Kotlin, in Java, first in C or Java, what actually the syntax is like? Like we actually write integer type of data I, we set its value to zero, then we compare to something less than in, then we increment its value a little bit, then we do some perform. So it actually says that start from zero up to n, and each step just increment by one, and then print those things. So here I am writing something like println my name. I am suppose I am printing my name. Okay, so I want to print my name n times. So that's for that reason we can use this code snippet, but it will be supported in Java or C++, not in Kotlin. So in Kotlin, how can I write this? Very simple. That is simply I or any variable name. I'm giving I in I want. Okay, so 5. So is a range. This is saying the range that 1 to 5 means from 1 to 5. Okay, it means 1, 2, 3, 5 times it will run, and see, 5 times it runs and prints them. And it's very simple. And that's one thing. And another simple way in Kotlin you can do, that is by repeat keyword. In repeat keyword, you can just simple put the number many times you want to repeat, and then just call the simple run it. See, very simple. That's all the simple things you can do. Looping performance, and different ways are there, so don't need to worry about that. This two simple things. And most of the time we will use repeat thing because it's more simpler. So for today, already over the time. Any question till now? If you have any question, you can ask, obviously, and also you can ping me later on. Anything?
I don't have much questions, but I just wanted to say that I couldn't join the previous two sessions, and since you guys are recording the sessions, so
Yes.
whom should I contact to get the recorded session?
Actually, all the recorded being uploaded to YouTube. You can search GDSC GCECT in the YouTube portal, and you can find all the videos there. No problem.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So guys, that's all for today. And just today was totally on Kotlin that the day goes. And that tomorrow will be our last session. And that tomorrow we will heavily concentrated on Jetpack Compose thing. And last day I have also focused on Jetpack Compose and shown some basic UI, how you can build them and all. And I also given you some home tasks. So Alapan, have you shared these things? That homework thing. I think I have not shared, right? That image. What was the homework?
Yeah, I didn't receive actually.
Okay. So I will share all of this thing and I will explain you all. So what you have to do. So for now, again, I am just repeating one thing, that if you want any certificate from the Jetpack Compose thing, from this camp, okay, go to this link. You have to, okay, first you have to make your Google developer account. Make one Google developer account, like here my Google developer account is. Let me show you. So that why I am coming to this. My profile section. Open up your Google developer. Make sure make it public, okay? And whenever you will get a link like that, and you have to share after that. The Jetpack Compose period will be over. So Jetpack Compose, this camp is actually 8th October, but I am extending it for you guys to 10th October. And before that, you have to make these things. And after making your developer account, you have to complete this pathway, and have to collect this pathway. Has three badges, and there has three badges. You have to collect all the 6 badges to get a certificate. Please let your friends know, and if you want, and also you will you do the all 4 pathways. So beneficial for you. But minimum criteria is to you have to do this. You have to collect these 6 badges. And whenever you will make your Google developer account, the badges will be shown to your account, and at the end of the program share that link to me, and I can see that how many badges you have collected. Then according to that, I will give you the certificate. That's all. Okay, so that's all for today. If you guys to take, you can guys take a screenshot and share to your social media handles that what you have learned. You can share that, and don't forget to tag us, the GDSC GCCT. And I think now we can stop our session.
I will stop the recording right now.
Okay. So if you guys want anyone, so you can